Hello. So we are getting ready for our big road trip into the outback. So the first step is making sure we will not be hungry. So just making some little buns, and I'm making a snack pack. So this is gonna be our snack pack. It's gonna sit right next to my feet, so whenever I look hungry or whenever I'm hungry, we just need to reach down. Well, I'll reach down and hand whoever's hungry the food. So we've got bananas, Doritos, and some other kind of crisps. That's going in the snack pack. And we have strawberries going in the snack pack. We also have Red Bull, that's definitely going in the snack pack. Banana bread and Lamingtons. So we're trying to be as prepared as possible. In the morning, we need to check Matilda's oil just to make sure she's fine and dandy. She should be. We need to go fill her up on fuel and fill up the extra jerry cans we have on the roof rack. Probably won't need them, but better safe than sorry. And yeah, that's all we need to do in the morning, right?
Yeah, so water we already bought.
Yeah, we got a bunch of extra bottles of water. That's also going to be in our snack pack. I think that's it. Just make sure we have food and water is the main.
Food, water.
And rest tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably catch you back up in the morning before we head out for our first leg, which is gonna be, so tomorrow's day is gonna be 8.5 hours, and we'll stop obviously to break it up along the way. Hopefully weather will be on our side at least for the majority of the way, and we'll be good. It's looking good. We ready to go? I guess it is 5:50. We're still on time. We plan to leave at 6. So time to move. This. So we've checked out of the apartment. We're just checking Matilda's oil. And that looks to be all good. So we can go. Almost 2 hours in. We've ate all our strawberries and we are at our first bathroom break, and I think we're making good on time. Yeah, we're making good on time, so that's really good. We are at Atherton Tablelands. I might be saying that completely wrong, but yeah, and we're making our way slowly back down. So the smartest way we should have done this was to only drive up to Cairns or to Townsville and then go straight across. But we wanted to go up to Port Douglas for some reason. I'm assuming that was because of the danger, but my brain can't work that far back. So we had to go back down a bit and then we need to go inwards. So yeah. But we'll be there before we even know it. Spot number 1. We are about 3 hours in. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds about right. About 3 hours in. So we're doing good. 5 hours to go. These are the Red Bulls I decided to get. It's literally bigger than my face. But better safe than sorry. Maybe. It's 3.5 hours in. It's 9:30. Yeah, we left at 6-ish. 3.5 hours in. Be good. How are you feeling? How's the drive so far?
Easy so far.
Easy so far. Yeah. Just the fog bit was a bit meh.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we're okay. now 20 minutes to 11. That means we've been on the road for quite some time now, and we've just stopped at a rest stop to pee, basically, because we drank the Kendra head-sized Red Bull. So now it should be about 5 hours-ish remaining with stops. I don't know, I'm so bad at maths and so lost on the time, but yeah. So this should be our rest stop, and then probably we'll stop over for petrol and maybe something to eat at some point. And yeah, we should be okay. The drive isn't horrible. Obviously I'm in the passenger seat, so that's not really valid, but it's not bad. I would definitely recommend like setting out early if you're doing it. 1, you'd avoid people. 2, you don't have to turn on the AC, which means saving petrol. And 3, you get there quicker. Well, not quicker, but you get there earlier. So yeah. Okay, so I thought of another reason why you should leave early. Basically, so we're driving east to west. So before noon, the sun's behind you, pretty much. So you won't have like blinding sun in front of you. That makes sense, no? Literally hit Outback with cows walking in the street, and this is the street.
In my mind, there is no one of your kind. I long to see.
We have filled up on gas. We filled up our jerry cans that are on the roof rack that we need to keep an eye on. And this should be the final leg. 3 hours 15 minutes, so this should be the last one. We're just making sure, like, we moved out of the petrol station, we're just making sure that the jerry cans are good. That is all done, and our security check is done, so we are just off on our last 3 hour leg for today. Just stopped for a bathroom break, and we're giving poor Matilda a rest and topping up her wiper fluid because she's out, and we're just making sure she's still okay to take us for the rest of the way. And we have made it to our little cabin-y type thing. It's not much. It's really not much, but it's all we need. So we've got a bed with AC, so got a little fridge, got a microwave, and I think there's a hob, but there's also a camp kitchen, so we're fine. Kettle and all that. And the bathroom isn't the prettiest sight, I have to say, but it does the job. It's a toilet, it's a shower. We good. So yeah, no plans of exploring anywhere here, just literally rest up. And we'll be off again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after. So Lou's gone off to the park pool, and I'm just here with my solitaire. Because I am apparently addicted thanks to Magnetic Island. But yeah, we're just gonna chill. So this is our way of chilling. I'll probably edit a bit just to get ahead of the schedule, hopefully. And yeah, so I am on dinner duty making burgers, and Mr. is on tomorrow's lunch duty.
Again.
Hey, I'm making dinner. And that is us done for the night. See you in the morning. Bit of a later start today. It is 8:30 and we're just packing up, making sure we got everything, and we'll be off from Normanton to Mount Isa. And we have just set off. We're just filling up on fuel because I don't think there's any petrol stations for like 4 hours. So we're just doing that to make sure we still have the jerrycans just in case. But you know, it's a lot easier to just run on your car tank. So filling up on fuel and we'll be on our way. It's a lot shorter than yesterday. So instead of our 8.5, we have 5 hours and 20-ish minutes. That's without stops, so it'll probably be about 6-ish hours. And we are heading off at 9. That'll be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so it'll be about 3 o'clock. So we'll get here basically about the same time we got here yesterday. Or we'll get there about the same time we got here yesterday. So, yeah. Also, prepare to not see me change out of this shirt for the entire video, because I can't be bothered. I swear I'm clean. It's so much easier to just put on the same shirt and then just throw it in the wash. Also, yesterday we were driving on the Savannah Way, which is like another name for the highway, I guess. And today is gonna be the Matilda Way. So Matilda, our van, is gonna be very, very happy. I hope.
Can't you feel that good times are coming on? California, here I come.
We just passed the sign. We are officially in Outback, Queensland.
Every heartbeat just like a drum.
We have just stopped over on Silver Road. There's literally like a parking bay, pretty much, just to stretch. We are about halfway-ish, like 2 hours in. So yeah, needed to stretch a bit and we'll be on our way. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. So we've just stopped over in Cloncurry, which is like an hour's off of Mount Isa. Stopped off for petrol, so we filled up the tanks again. And we also noticed that the car might be leaking coolant, which just basically means that the car is hot. Which, fair enough, but we don't have coolant, so we're gonna see if we can buy coolant here, so that tomorrow morning before we head out again we top it up. Because tomorrow we have like an 8-ish hour drive, so we can't have the car overheating on us. So we decided to keep driving just to make sure we actually get to Mount Isa. And we've stopped over about 20 minutes into the drive and we've opened up the car engine flap. What's it called? What's it called?
The coolant.
No, the car engine flap. The bonnet. That's the word. And we've been driving with the heating on in what is probably already 37-degree weather. So yeah, a very fun rest of the drive. But there's a couple of mechanics in Mount Isa, so we're hoping one of them is going to be able to help us out. And yeah, there's like a tree that's making some shade, and we're trying to give the car a break.
I hear your rhythm, you feel so near. Oh, California, all senses clear.
We have arrived at Mount Isa. Very, very sweaty, but way nicer place than the one we had yesterday. Way nicer people. So, and we're gonna try and see if we can find a mechanic to maybe look at it or at least give us coolant or something. But luckily this is like a big town, like compared to what we've seen on the road. So hopefully someone will be able to help us. So we've just got back from the mechanics. Unfortunately, not good news. So they need to check it because they think it's a sound in the transmission, whatever that is. And basically we dropped it off and they need to check it tomorrow. It could be just a loose bolt or something, or it could be a lot worse that our gearbox gets blown out.
Yeah, it's basically the transmission, and the transmission has a plate, so it might be a bolt that's hitting onto the plate that's making the clanking noise, or it could be something else, and we might need to change the transmission, which hopefully it doesn't go that way. It is a big process, so they couldn't help us today, but they're gonna do it first thing in the morning. And basically they just need to take out the transmission and have a look, and then they'll give us a call in the morning, and hopefully we'll be on our way tomorrow. If not, then we would need to wait for the parts.
And they said it depends on like where the part is coming from.
Yeah, because we are in the middle of nowhere. And there's limited amount of resources. Yeah. So
well, we've called our employer, and she said like, you're lucky you stopped where you are, because there's nothing from here on out.
Yeah, beyond this point there isn't much basically.
Also, the people at the caravan park have been really nice, and they've said like, we'll keep the room open for you, so however many days you need to extend it for, we'll extend it for you. So that's good, so at least I have a place to stay.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we weren't sleeping in the van, because that would have been our house.
Yeah.
So yeah, like everything happens for a reason. Hopefully it's a bolt, and we're off tomorrow, and we'll be all good and back on schedule. And I've messaged the accommodation I have tomorrow, but they still need to reply. So yeah, and the one tomorrow was the only one I paid for in advance, so it would be the only one I would have had a possibility of losing money on. So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So a bit of money for our lives, fine, take my money.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're just gonna chill here. The place doesn't seem like there's much we want to do, so probably just gonna chill here for like a couple of days in AC.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I'll catch you back up when we have an update. You will also be updated, and hopefully that is tomorrow with very good news of, hey, it's a like $20 bolt.
Yep.
We have dinner, and good news, Matilda's transfer fee finally came through, so we can pay that, and she's officially ours. And I've never won this many games of solitaire, so I think we're looking good. So I've just got an update from the mechanics. So we didn't take it for the service, we took it because we heard a sound. Now that sound was a broken flex plate, right? That was a flex plate. So it's basically what takes the gears in and then helps the engine move. Does that make sense?
It's basically the transmission. And you have a plate, and basically when you put in gears, normally in a manual car you press the clutch and then it stops the plate, so you select the gear. Now this fractured and broke, which was causing the clanking noise, and basically if we didn't fix it, it could have had a big breakdown and smashed the whole transmission. So lucky on us, they're fixing it now anyways, and they get the part on Friday, and then hopefully that's done and we can be on our way. And I guess Kendra will tell you the price now.
Yeah, so it's Wednesday today, so they're getting it in 2 days and fixing it in 2 days. And it's gonna cost us somewhere between $1,600 to $2,600, depending on how much time it actually takes them. So the part is $630, and then it depends on how much it takes, like how long it actually takes them to swap it out. So yeah, not cheap, but they also told us like towing out here could cost us up to $2,000. So if we were to break down, we would have had to pay the towing, had to fix the car completely, possibly would have gotten hurt, and they're fixing it in 2 days. And
It was a lucky shot for us that we went to the mechanic and just told them to check, and luckily enough these guys helped us out, because
I'll also
they
leave
took
them
out
in the thing.
When we took the car, they checked out immediately, and they told us there might be an issue that we can either get there and no shoes at all, or we can break down. So they did explain everything to us, and it was our decision at the end of the day, but best to be on the safe side, so we did go ahead with it, and they are helping us out, and within 2 days they're gonna fix the car, which I think for you guys who don't know about cars, this is a big job, and it's well, basically they have to take apart a big chunk of the car at the bottom, and it is a big hassle, so it will cost a lot of money. And I think for the money that they are taking, I know it's a lot of money, but I think it's a good amount, and they are helping us at the end of the day within 2 days, so I think, yeah.
And also we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's
So, like,
also...
But see, everything happens for a reason. We stopped, we went to the mechanics in an actual town where they can actually help us, and they're fixing it. As opposed to breaking down in the middle of nowhere, getting hurt, and like, you know. So, worth the money.
Yeah.
Like, just take our money. So we need to extend our stay here, and we're checking out of here Saturday. And we'll be off, hopefully, on our 8-hour drive Saturday morning. And I've also reached out to the next accommodation to like move our dates, and they're like, yeah, perfectly fine, just let us know when you need to reschedule that. So all good. It's so good that people are actually nice here.
Yeah.
Like, if the people here were like, no, we're fully booked, or no, we can't extend your stay, or the mechanics were like, no, we're fully booked, we can't help you, or the next place was like, no, you lose your money, you need to book again. Like, it was pretty smooth sailing for what it is. Okay. Tip. So this doesn't happen to you. Take your car to a mechanic before you head out on the road, yeah? Because we were meant to do that, but we arrived to Port Douglas, where we were actually going to give it a service on the weekend.
Yeah.
And there were no mechanics open. But still, like, a service might not have, like, someone doing our service might not have picked up on the noise.
No, of course not. And I wasn't making the noise when we arrived.
Oh yeah, it's like on and off.
So basically the plate might have come apart, and every time while we're driving the plate was moving around, and basically just practically either throwing the transmission out or throwing away the car, which...
Or us. But we did it. So get your car serviced before you head out into the outback, and yeah, you should be good. Just don't do what we did. This is what our life is gonna look like for the next 3 days. We're off to get Matilda back. So the mechanic just called us. It's Friday, by the way. I didn't vlog yesterday because we basically did nothing. And they're coming to pick us up and take us to get Matilda. So we've picked up Matilda and we've done a little food shop. So now we're just making lunch and also packing lunch for tomorrow, because we will be officially off again. So I'm just cutting up some strawberries and I'm kind of minding over lunch, just having burgers today. And Luke's making bread for tomorrow. So yeah, it was a bit more expensive than we thought it would be. So it was $2,800 something, but hey, they fixed it in 2 days, and they also fixed something else. They changed our oil and everything. They did say we need to keep an eye out on the coolant, so we're gonna probably split up the drive a bit more tomorrow just so the car doesn't overheat, and maybe we'll see if we can pick up coolant somewhere along the way because they didn't have anything. But yeah, and now we can chill, watch some Friends, and enjoy our burgers. Also, just as a tip, if you're planning on going anywhere kind of remote, pack extra food and extra water, because that literally saved us. Like, we're fine, we're in an air-conditioned space, but without the car it would have been a 30-minute walk in the scorching heat, and also in a place that's not known to be safe. So yeah, we just stayed inside and we had enough water and enough food to last us, so
I'll be
we are on the road once again. We've stopped, we're about an hour in, and we've stopped for Matilda's like safety checks to make sure her coolant's okay, and we're all good. We also did a routine check yesterday evening, so we checked where the coolant level is at so we know like where it should be at. We checked our oil, we checked like all the brakes and all that, and we are all good. We've got quite a drive still, and we're gonna try and break it up so the car definitely does not overheat. But yeah, we should be at Renner Springs tonight, and then tomorrow we'll be at the farm, which is like amazing. We've just stopped off at Camowheel. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but yeah. We filled up on fuel, we've stopped for a bathroom break, checking Matilda again, and in about 10 minutes we should be crossing the border into the Northern Territory. Okay, well, we're about to go into... the speed limit on this specific road is 130 kilometers. And this feels insane and wrong, and like we shouldn't be doing it, but we can. It's just... whoa. There's also literally nothing and more nothing around us. We have stopped over yet another rest stop. Girly Pop's doing great. So we tried stopping at a rest stop. Yeah, no, what? So we've stopped over once again. We've only got about 2 hours left, but we hadn't stopped in a while. We drove for like 3 hours, but the coolant's kind of bubbling again, but she's not hot, so I don't know what that is. But we've stopped. We've been here for about 15 minutes now. We're gonna give it like another 10 just so she can proper cool down, and then we're gonna see if we need to top it up with water because we don't have coolant. And yeah, we'll be on our way. So we've attempted to fill up on gas, but the gauges aren't going up yet, so we don't know what we did. But there's no leaks on the floor, so it definitely went in.
Give it some time and then we'll check.
But yeah, we're off again. We topped up the car where we should have topped up with coolant with water and petrol, so should be okay for the rest of the ride. We'll see. So we've just filled up with the other jerry cans. It's really like 5 minutes later because we got paranoid. And it did go up a bit, so I guess the first jerry can just wasn't enough to make an impact. But now we should be on our way. 2 hours left, and there are petrol stations along the way, and there's a petrol station where we're staying, so we should be okay for the rest of the way. We've practically barely made it to a petrol station.
We had half. One of the tanks was half.
Yeah, but that one sucks up petrol quicker apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've proper filled up now, and it's the last hour and a half to our accommodation, and it's gonna be like a roadhouse type of thing. Yeah. So yeah, smooth ride.
We should have lived a life together in your warm inside.
And we have checked into our last accommodation. Granted, it's not the best, but it'll do. We have a bed, we have a shower. We don't have anywhere to cook, which is weird because yeah, that's not what a kitchenette is. Like, it's literally a kettle. But it'll have to do. And we are off on our last leg. So this one's gonna be about 4-ish hours, probably a bit longer with the stops. But yeah, we're going to the farm.
Finally.
We've filled up on gas and we bought strawberries, expensive strawberries, but we're gonna stop off at the next rest stop, which should be about 15 minutes away, and we're definitely gonna demolish those. We're just making sure Matilda's doing okay. Where even are we? Like, we've just stopped off at this little rest area. We're gonna have our packed lunch and we'll be on our way again. We're just at Daly Waters and we're gonna fill up. This would be our last petrol stop. We're about an hour, 45 minutes off from the farm. So we found another rest stop and we're about, I think it's the last hour. We decided to stop. I think it's a good thing we did because our coolant's more full than it was this morning, so I think it was on the way to like bubbling up and overflowing. And also the rooftop tent's kind of coming apart a bit. Like, we don't use it, but obviously we don't want it coming apart while we're driving, so Luke's taping that up and I'm keeping an eye on the coolant. I think coolant went down again, I'm not sure. So, coolant went up and then it went down past the full mark, which it was at full this morning, so it went somewhere, just don't know where. So I topped up with a bit more water because we don't have coolant, but we'll see if we can stop over once we get to the farm and everything's settled. We'll see if we can pop her into mechanic and they can check her coolant. Or maybe why we're losing it, or where the fuck it's going.
We should have loved each other, baby. Oh, what could I have done?
So we're about 30 minutes off now, a bit less. But there was a rest stop, so we just stopped just to make sure Matilda's okay. She seems to be doing good, but we're so close now that we might as well just stop here for a bit. So we're gonna put on an episode of Friends. And that'll be a 20-minute rest, which should be just about what the car needs. And then we'll be off again. And hopefully this is the last rest stop, because I think I've said this is the last rest stop for the last 4 rest stops.
Yeah, but it wasn't showing on the map, so...
Yeah. So yeah. Don't trust Google, trust the street signs.
Nope, that patch is no good.
And we have finally made it over to the farm. It's been a couple of days because when we got here we just settled in and have actually started working. So I'm gonna close off this vlog here. Should be quite a long one. But if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
So you can take what you want, go break my heart if you want.